Hi, this is Togo. This is for standing to lying, lying to standing. About coordinating upper body and lower body. Address 4 points of support, hands and feet. Stand comfortably, spread your feet, place both of your hands on the floor in front of you. Bend your knees as much as necessary so that you can put your whole hands on the floor. It's difficult for you to touch the floor with hands. Open your knees outwards slightly. It will be easier to place your hand on the floor. Slowly lift your right hand off the floor and put it back on the floor. Repeat several times. Slowly lift your left hand off the floor and put it back on the floor. Repeat several times. Now lift one's right hand and one's left hand. Alternate several times. Is your head hanging or lifting? Do you have difficulty breathing? Stop and straighten up. Bend again to touch the floor with your hands. This time, lift your right foot off the floor a little and put it back on the floor. Repeat several times. Make the movement lighter, easier, and freer. How are you adjusting yourself? What's happening at your pelvis? Now lift your left foot off the floor a little and put it back on the floor. Repeat several times. Put the foot on the floor with weight on it and lift it. Now lift one's right foot and one's left foot. Alternate several times. How is lifting your foot different from lifting your hands? Stop, stand up and rest. Come back again to place both hands on the floor. Slowly lift the same side together. Lift both your right hand and your right foot off the floor and put them back on the floor. Repeat several times. If you feel strain on your body, you don't know which 4 points fit your structure yet. Lift both your left hand and your left foot off the floor and put them back on the floor. Repeat several times. Lift once your right hand and your right foot off the floor and once your left hand and left foot off the floor. Alternate several times. Gradually you find your 4 point where you don't have to change the position of your hands and feet. Each time you adjust your hand and feet position, the movement should become more and more energy efficient. Your 4 points allow you to lift your hands and feet in any combination with ease and are characteristic of you as much as your stature. Stop, straighten up, and rest. Observe what you are feeling. Bend again, touch 4 points that are congenial to you and that are made for you. Slowly lift diagonal hand and foot together. Lift your right hand and your left foot off the floor and put them back on the floor. Repeat several times. Don't hold them. It must be easy to do. Just lift and put them down. Slowly lift the other diagonal hand and foot together. Lift your left hand and your right foot off the floor and put them back on the floor. Repeat several times. Now lift once one diagonal off the floor and once the other diagonal off the floor. Alternate several times. Stop, straighten up and rest for a while. When you find the right spread of your knees, the right distance between your hands and the right distance from the hands from the feet. You don't need to adjust or readjust the position, and the movement will be easy, nice, feasible, and satisfactory. Bend down and contact with your 4 point. This time lift both hands off the floor several times. Lift both feet off the floor several times. Lift once both hands off the floor and once both feet off the floor. Alternate several times. Now all together, lift both hands and both feet off the floor several times. You might see there are slight adjustment in your position of hands and feet. Now stop, straighten up, rest for a while. Come back to your 4 points on the floor. Lift right hand, left hand, lift right foot, left foot, same side, lift both right hand and right foot, both left hand and left foot up. Diagonal, lift right hand and left foot, lift left hand and right foot. Now both hands, both feet, all four. Stop, straighten up and rest. The movement becomes easier, lighter, freer. How do you feel in standing? Any changes? Come back to your 4 point on the floor. Lift your right foot off the floor, bend your right knee. Bring your right knee closest to the line between your left hand and your left foot. Sit with your right knee, right thigh, and whole right leg lie on the floor and facing to the left. Come back to 4 points. Repeat several times. Left foot remain contact on the floor and the left knee standing. And get up and regain the 4 point. Lift your right foot enough so it does not love the floor and sit down. Back to 4 point and try again. Observe how your hands and feet tend to change the places. Let them, because your body is clever than you, until it becomes familiar and easy. Keep your whole left foot and whole right hand on the floor. The body is lifted from your right hand and the left foot, and the whole right leg lies on the floor. When your hands and feet 4 points are properly adjusted and oriented, the movement becomes easy, fast and orchestrated, and become one movement. Stop it, lie on your back and rest. Stand up and come back to your 4 points on the floor. Now try to do the same to the other side. Lift your left foot off the floor, bend your left knee, bring your left knee closest to the line between your right hand and the right foot. Sit with left knee, thigh, and whole left leg on the floor and facing to the right, and back to your 4 point. Repeat several times. Let the whole leg lie freely on the floor. Do slowly until you can make it simple and easy movement. Stop it and lie on your back and rest. Now roll on to your side and back to your 4 points on the floor. Slowly sit turning to the left. Back to the 4 point. Stand up. 4 point. Sit turning to the right. Back to 4 point. Stand up. 4 point. Sit turning to the left. 4 point. Stand up. 4 point, sit turning to the right. 4 points, stand up. 4 point, sit turning to the left. 4 points, stand up. Now without standing up, make the movement continuous. 4 point, sit turning to the left. 4 point, sit turning to the right. 4 point, sit turning to the left. 4 point, sit turning to the right. Repeat several times. Stop and lie on your back and rest. Roll onto your side and come back to your 4 points. And this time start lifting right leg and sit on the floor. When you go over to the other side, just hop. Lift your pelvis just enough to pass the leg and change over to the other side. Foot must be lifted off the floor. Keep your feet in the exact same position. Make it a simple and present movement. Hop to the left, hop to the right. Repeat several times. Stop and rest on your back. Roll onto your side and come back to your 4 point. Lift your right foot off the floor and sit. How much are you using your left hand? Lift your left hand simply. Now put your left hand on the floor. Lift the pelvis a fraction of the height and switch over to the right and lift your right hand. Does this feel easier? Can you feel the difference? When you do it fast like that and keep your hand on the floor, it makes your body and breathing heavy because it holds your chest at the moment of support from your right hand and left foot. Your left hand is just a nuisance. If you feel the difference, you can select, you can improve. Now put your left hand on the floor and just switch over the other side. Sit turning to the right, lift right hand together. Sit turning to the left, lift left hand together. Repeat several times, one side to the other side. Stop and rest on your back. Come back again to your 4 points. Lift your left hand, sit turning to the left on your right leg. Lift your left hand, lift the pelvis, and lift the whole right leg off the floor. Don't sit and just oscillate on 2 points, on your right hand, on your left foot. Notice where your hand and your foot are. Now 4 points, and sitting down in this position, and lifting your left hand at each time. Use your left hand only when it's necessary. Keep the movement smooth, easy with comfort. Stop and rest on your back. Come back to your 4 points. Now try the same thing on the right side. Lift your left foot and sit on the floor and lift your right hand. Lift your body. Just let it oscillate on the right leg, right foot, and left hand. Make it oscillate like a pendulum. Whole body as one piece. Now 4 points. And sitting down in this position and lifting your right hand each time. Use your right hand only when it's necessary. Keep the movement smooth and easy with comfort. Stop and rest on your back. Come back to your 4 points. Now try to do the following things. Lift your right foot, sit down on the floor. Lift your left hand and lie on your back completely straight. From lying position, lift both legs and hands up into the air. Spread comfortably. Lift the head, then roll to the right side by bending your right leg into the position where it was and putting both hands to the front where they were, back to the same 4 point. Try to do that in one movement. Repeat several times. When your body works properly, no change of direction is needed. You get up to the 4 points smoothly. The direction is where the front and back are and where the right and left are. Be efficient, least effort. Pay attention to the direction. Stop it and do now the same thing to the other side. Lift your left foot, sit down on the floor, lift your right hand, and lie on your back completely straight. Roll to the left and come back to the 4 point. Repeat several times. Let your hands go, let your legs go to roll your body to the side, 90 degrees to find the direction. Holding on to the floor, you lose the direction. What are you holding on to? Security? What are you resisting now? Stop and stand up. Spread your feet on the floor. Try to do what you did now. Once to the left. Lie on your back. Come back to standing. Once to the right. Lie on your back. Come back to standing. Continue side to side several times. You must think of 4 points all the time to keep your balance. Don't hold your breath. Don't hesitate. Now continue side to side without standing up several times. Once you make it with action with minimum loss of energy, no parasitic movement, just for necessary, it would be fast, strong, and beautiful. You can do it many times without getting tired. Then you can make it habit. Now stop it, stand up. Come back to your 4 points. Sense what's different from before. Try lift right hand, right foot, same side, right and right foot together, left hand and left foot together. Now diagonal, right hand and left foot together, left hand and right foot together, both hands, both feet, all together, both hands and both feet. Come back to standing. Do you sense how easy it is now? When you have a 4 points continue to you, your body allows you to sit, lie, and stand in one movement with least effort. Thank you very much. Have a day that will continue.